Welcome to the Flight Deck Files. I am a real airline pilot. On this channel, we explore the world of aviation through real airline experience, hidden procedures, and the stories most passengers never get to hear. And today, we're taking a closer look at why pilots never eat the same meal. Imagine being responsible for nearly 200 lives. Now imagine losing both pilots because of a simple meal. It sounds impossible, but in aviation, safety is built around one simple principle: never allow one problem to affect the entire system, and that's exactly why many airline pilots avoid eating the same food before or during a flight, because sometimes even lunch becomes part of aviation safety. Many passengers believe that airline pilots are legally forbidden from eating the same meal, but surprisingly, there is no worldwide law that specifically requires it. Neither ICAO nor most aviation authorities demand different meals for the captain and the first officer. So where did this idea come from? The answer lies in risk management. Different airlines handle this issue in different ways. At one airline I worked for, pilots were simply not allowed to eat the same meal. The reasoning was straightforward. If one meal became contaminated, the second pilot would hopefully remain unaffected. At another airline, the approach was slightly different. Meals were restricted during the first several hours of the flight. Only after that point would eating become permitted. Different procedures, same objective: reduce risk. Because aviation is not about eliminating every possible danger. It's about making sure that one small problem never becomes a much bigger one. Modern airliners are designed with backups almost everywhere. 2 pilots, multiple hydraulic systems, multiple electrical systems, multiple navigation systems, and in many cases, multiple computers performing the same tasks. The philosophy is simple: never rely on a single element, because if one component fails, another one should still be available. And in many ways, the captain and the first officer are also part of that philosophy. If both pilots are affected by the exact same problem at the exact same time, the entire safety chain becomes weaker. That's why aviation constantly looks for ways to reduce unnecessary risks, even the ones passengers never think about. So, do pilots actually like airline food? Well, just like passengers. It depends. Sometimes the meals are surprisingly good. Sometimes they're just average. But what many passengers don't realize is that airline catering is actually subject to very strict quality standards. Airlines and catering providers work together under detailed quality agreements, and different meals are often prepared according to different service levels. In general, economy class meals focus on efficiency and consistency. Business class meals are usually designed to provide a more premium experience, and crew meals often sit somewhere in between, because while presentation matters, reliability matters even more. Some pilots prefer bringing their own food from home, but even that is often subject to strict company procedures. After all, food prepared at home can also spoil if it is not stored correctly, and airlines want to minimize every possible risk. In many operations, even when pilots bring their own meals, they are still expected to avoid eating exactly the same food, because the objective never changes: never allow a single source of contamination to affect both pilots at the same time. In reality, airline pilots don't spend much time thinking about food. Most of the time, it's simply another normal part of the day. Some crews prefer choosing different meals. Some pilots bring their own food from home. And different airlines often have different procedures. But regardless of the exact policy, the objective always remains the same: keep the operation safe. Because aviation is built on thousands of small decisions, and most passengers never even notice them. The next time you're on a flight and you see the cabin crew serving meals to the pilots, there's a good chance those meals won't be exactly the same. Not because pilots are picky, not because of tradition, but because aviation has learned that small details matter. Thank you for watching the Flight Deck Files. I am a real airline pilot, and on this channel, we explore the world of aviation through real airline experience, hidden procedures, and the stories most passengers never get to hear. Until next time, fly safe.